Good morning and welcome back to Constellation Station. I'm Nicole, a program educator at the Cincinnati Observatory, and here at Constellation Station, we like to do three things. We like to learn a little bit about constellations, figure out where we can find them up in the night sky, and then make fun constellations in our own homes. So today we have a constellation that is from the zodiac. We've talked about zodiac constellations a couple times, and just a reminder, our zodiac constellations follow the sun as they go across the sky. So the sun's path takes a similar path every single time it goes across our sky, depending on the season, and our constellations in the sky follow along with that sun, with the sun's path. So that's why they're called the zodiac constellations. And this constellation is called Aries. Aries is a very simple constellation, and it doesn't really look like what it's supposed to. So today, like many days, we are going to use our imaginations. Our stars that we're going to use today, 1, 2, 3, 4 stars. Not that many. And Aries is supposed to be a ram. Do you see those 4 stars as making a ram? Me either. I don't see it, but we're going to use those 4 stars today, connect the dots, use our imagination, and maybe we can come up with some sort of shape that it looks like. So we'll start today by connecting our dots with ribbon. So we have little ribbons to connect our stars to make our what's supposed to be a ram. So we'll start down here with these 2 stars. These stars are the closest together out of all the stars in our constellation. And remember, like always, our stars that we're using today isn't always all the stars that you can use in the constellation. So if you want to add different stars into this constellation to maybe make it look a little bit more like a ram, you could definitely do that. So now let's connect these 2 stars here. You can see that I used a red star for this star here. That star is called Hammel, and Hammel is a reddish-orange star. So when you look up in the night sky and you find Hammel, it'll look a little bit red or orange. And I made this a really big star because it's really the only star that you can see in this constellation. It's the biggest out of all 4 stars and the easiest to see. So this is the star you want to look at or look for when you're trying to find it in the night sky. So we have just one more long line to make here with ribbon. We just have one more ribbon left to go. And there you have it, all the stars of Aries, going all the way down like that. Dean Regas, our astronomer at the Cincinnati Observatory, has described this as looking more like a boomerang than a ram. So you can sort of use your imagination and figure out whether you think this constellation looks like a ram, what shape it looks like. I'm not sure. I think it kind of looks like maybe a backwards 7 a little bit. But we have to use our imagination sometimes just to be able to come up with our shapes in the night sky. So for this constellation, this one is a little bit difficult to find because the stars aren't very bright in our Cincinnati sky. We just have too much light pollution and the stars are a little faint. So the star that you're going to want to look for is Hammel, but there's actually a shortcut to help you find it. So this constellation is up in the night sky at right around sunset, really high up in the eastern sky. So you can find this constellation by looking for Hammel, but the shortcut is to look for our star cluster called the Pleiades. We talked about the Pleiades a long time ago, back in the spring, right when the Pleiades were leaving the scene and Aries would be leaving our sky as well. And the Pleiades is a star cluster that's really big and bright. It's part of the constellation Taurus, and that's how you'll be able to find Aries. So if you remember how to find Taurus the bull, and you remember finding the Pleiades, you'll definitely be able to find Aries up in the night sky, or at least know kind of where it's supposed to be. So if you're looking up in the night sky, you'll want to look for the Pleiades somewhere over here off of the end of Constellation Station, just across from our constellation here. So if you can find the Pleiades and the eastern sky right around sunset, then you'll be able to find our constellation Aries, Aries the Ram. Thank you so much for watching today, and we'll see you guys next time.